We've now come to the end of the module covering these steps to building a business app. Now, this particular module wasn't originally in my ideas for this course, but it did occur to me, the more apps that I built myself, that actually it was something that was really missing, and it's really an important thing for us to be thinking about as early as we possibly can in the process. So the intention of it was really to address the idea of, like, where on earth do we start with these apps? And we've kind of covered all of this area already, but it gives us an idea of those techniques. So we looked at the agile development methodology. We saw how important the user stories were to the agile development methodology, and we actually looked at some techniques for writing good user stories on the agile methodology. We also saw the ways in which you have a design phase, you have the stand-ups, you have a demonstration phase as well, so that it's actually quite a structured way of approaching this sort of thing. We also saw how to consider process wireframes. We did a light touch look at that, and we saw that actually there are some useful templates when looking at Visio and how you could use that. Do remember that there's lots of places that you can, lots of tools that you can use to process wireframes, and just use the one that is most suitable for you and your organization. And remember, you can just use pen and paper. We then moved on to looking at data modeling, and we saw how the process wireframes can help us with our steps to thinking about data modeling. And we then moved on to theming considerations. What are those things? What's going to happen? Like, when we've spent 3 weeks on the app and then they say, actually, I don't like the shape of those buttons, or I don't like the color of the text, or the size of the text, or the font, all those different sorts of things. These are real things that happen in real business apps. So there's theming considerations that we covered there, and we will cover theming in a separate module because it's a big enough area to do that in. Finally, we started looking at UX wireframes, user experience wireframes, to see if we could work out a way of very simply expressing how this thing might actually look in the end, because in a lot of instances people won't know how it should look in the end. They'll just have an idea, they have a problem and they just need it solving. But you as a developer will need some kind of guidance in terms of what this thing should look like, and you certainly will need it before you spent a long time actually developing it. And so those UX wireframes are intended to kind of give you that sort of high level map in terms of the different screens that you might have in your Canvas app. So now we finally got to the point where you can actually start building your app, but you can do it from the perspective of actually being ready, from the point of view of understanding the different elements of your app so that you can be successful for yourself and for your organization. I do hope you've enjoyed this module, and do let me know down below in the comments if you have any queries or questions. Thanks.